Hello, Reckoning7 and welcome back to Combat Mission Battle for Normandy. And as the columns of smoke billow above Granville, the 9th Cameroons are starting to feel very satisfied with their day's work. Indeed, the SS Division have been pretty much broken on our defences yet. We're only about 35 minutes into the, or 36 minutes I should say, into the hour scenario. In the last episode there was actually 7 armed vehicles that we knew about, which were the main threat. Obviously large amounts of infantry are also scary, but it was the armoured vehicles we were really concentrating on. 4 of whom, I believe 4 Panzer IVs over here, and that hasn't changed. The other 3 was 1 Jagdpanzer in this field, 1 Jagdpanzer over here, supported by Panzer IV. Both the Jagdpanzer and the Panzer IV over here were taken out by Churchill and a 6-pounder. I was going to say respectfully, but I think actually it was all the way around. It was a 6-pounder got the Jagdpanzer, and the Churchill finally got the Panzer IV. A wounded Panzer IV, to be fair, he'd already taken a few shots. And then the Jagdpanzer over here, which I'm not 100% on, but I'm pretty confident is this burning wreck here. And the reason I'm pretty confident of that is that I went back and had a look at my video, and when we were at the 20, I think it was a 28-minute mark, there was no big billowing column of smoke. Because I think even if we couldn't see the vehicle, you can still see billowing columns of smoke. So I suspect we've taken this thing out, and I was about to say, and my only concern was that none of my ET assets could see it, but actually that's not true. You can apparently see it. So I think what may have happened is that this Jagdpanzer has advanced, and this Churchill 5 here has popped a hole in its side. Or more well, or its front. I'm quite impressed if that's the case. That may have been more of the damaging shot actually, because that I would expect to have just ricocheted off, especially from a 95mm howitzer. But I'm no armour penetration expert, so who knows. But however, we aren't resting on our laurels, so. So you're machine gunning that hedge, that's fine. So to confirm that, we have this FO party moving up, or it was an FO party, it is now just one man who cannot do any FOing, but he can scout for us. Okay, as I say, we're 24 minutes in. We did repulse a big infantry attack over on this side last episode, as well as an infantry push to middle. These guys are kind of half of them are advancing, half of them are retreating. These guys are pretty much all in retreating. So we're in a pretty strong position. I want to try and get through the rest of the battle in maybe 2 videos, because I don't think huge amounts are going to happen unless we try and go on some mop-up exercises. We've got some artillery still coming in. Just a quick recap on that. We've got our 7.2 inches, which are going to mop up any German elements that are left over here. And then we have some, I think it's you. No, it's not. It's you. Tell I it was you. 25-pounders. Again, I'm just going to hit the centre because we think there's some HQ units in this orchard, although they may have moved on by now, to be honest. But we've got artillery assets, so let's use them. And yeah, and that's it. So let me kick off. We'll hit the red button. The real question is going to be whether these 4 Panzer IVs, kind of just off map to the left there, decide to make a sally out. So otherwise, I think it's just going to be, yeah, German infantry having a bad time against our lines. Especially, ooh, okay, this could be dangerous if you start dropping a lot of artillery here. Especially if we get confirmation that there's no more, that Jagdpanzer is gone. And the other thing we want to mount in this episode is a rescue mission, which I think has been mounted for us. We'll go check that out after a minute. I'll tell you what you're talking about if you can't remember. Tell what you're talking about. Tell what I'm talking about if you can't remember. Okay, there's a few more guys left over here, but bad things happen to them whenever we get a spot. Okay. Yeah, German infantry still causing casualties here and there, casualty, casualty. It's pretty, I must admit, it's pretty sporadic where it seems to be falling. I've not seen a lot of. There was some concentrated fire back here, actually you can see all the pot marks, which was pretty ineffectual. And aside from that, it's just a random shells we've been hit by. Okay. Sorry, spinning around. I would like to have a quick look at what we see over here. We do have a scout moving up, and I don't want him to get himself into trouble. So So we have at least one German who has a machine gun, because they always have a machine gun. Actually, I see that. Is that an MP5 he has? MP5, MP40. Or equivalent. Causing some problems. Immediately answered by Churchill, but just suppresses him and not much else. We're just finding lots and lots of dead Germans. Ooh. Oh, there's one in the field there, okay. Ah, okay, so that was we had woken up somebody back here. So obviously saw a rifle flash and decided not having any of that. Oh, actually, no, I could be wrong. Is that a mortar round that comes in? Oh, it's artillery. Nope, nope, just purely coincidentally. I thought it was a Panzer forward. Spotted the shot. Okay. Okay, that's absolutely fine. Yes, so our I was about to call them brave heroes, our complete opposite, our massive cowards who've spent most of the last, I don't know, 15 minutes sitting in the corner with their hands in the air, with, I guess the sole German standing here, have finally decided, oh hang on, they're all dead. Let's get back in the fight, boys. Oh dear. -2 indeed. Right. Speaking of which, and I'm kind of maybe ruining the story here. I thought he was just in this field. I thought their captor was over here somewhere. We seem to have lost sight of him. Okay. I'll not dwell on that too much longer. You're in a position, I'll get another minute to spot. Anything else of interest, really? Not so much. Let's see, are they pushing in a lot of infantry over here? Or they are more running away? No, they're definitely running away. Yeah, bad time for the Bosch. Okay, are you going into that house? Yes. Alright, oh, and then you get immediately killed. And then you curl up and say, no, I don't like it. Still got an MG though, so I will, I'm going to nail that house with the Churchill. And that's good, and then we can continue on about our day. Alright. I've seen enough. Man phase. Do a couple of quick things. I would like you. Target. Not Art, please, just target you. Pretty sure that's where the guy was. Keep shooting that, please. Right, I'll have you to target the one over just in case. I'm tempted to move you up, because the idea being if we can keep him suppressed. I don't want to shoot you though. Alright, we'll just target the heavy, so we don't have to worry too much about taking that guy out. We don't really need his position, but I would like him dead before he inflicts any potential injuries on us. You are gonna stay where you are. I mean, let's be honest. There's not a vehicle just hiding here, is there? Because you would see it. This was the guy. Should give us essentially free reign over everywhere that this area cannot see. So in order to support that, I've got a couple of guys in the middle here. Let's grab, say, you can come around and be a bit more forward facing. As can, well, one of you has moved somewhat. Let's try over his hedge, what do you think? So we did have one in a keyhole position here at some point. Let's go and take that up again. So just to help, we can kind of support from front there. Right, perfect. And let's... Can't shoot the house. Someone over here can. Surely. No, you can't shoot the house. Can you, my friend? Yes, right. Get the house down. Good. Okay, I think it's nothing for it but to crack on. Again, trying to jump through it to be efficient without taking any extra casualties. He says take casualties, but look at that. What a brave German. Ah, he's still charging forward. Credit to him. He can still be brave and be on the wrong side of history. I think I'll just take this house down. Although the artillery might well do that itself. Those 7.2 inches are pretty hefty shells. These guys still going for it. Poor Fritz. I think it's our spot rounds coming in. Alright. There's only two things I want to quickly check. One is, well, one's unanswered right here. He's not been picked off yet by our two privates. Both first, yeah, no, 3 section, 1 section. Having a little bit of a marksman's duel against a prone target. And the other one, I want to see, where were you? You, my friend, were you still advancing? No, you did lie down in the end. I saw one pushing forward. Okay. Maybe it was just this chap. Yeah, it's quite a nice defensive line we've got set up here. It's only hedgerows, so we don't have much in the way of strong defences. But there's quite a nice rise to the land, so you're going to have to kind of expose themselves to get close to us and then just feel the brunt of it. Alright. Maybe not so brave and plucky Fritz as I was giving them credit for, but c'est la vie. Alright, let's go command phase. I don't know if I want to make any changes. I'm going to keep the pressure up here. You've still got ammo? Not really. So do you know what? Let's do target light to make sure you're not using any AP shells there. Still haven't seen any movement from these guys, which is absolutely fine. I'm going to cancel your target light order. I'll just keep you there. Would like someone over here to help flank this position, which was the game plan back in the day. I just don't want to show myself too much thanks to that. If I could get into kind of this position, that would be quite nice. I think we could do that. We'll get ourselves nice forward. Here, we should be protected now. Ish. How do I feel about this? I feel like that's just not worth it. It's not worth it. I'm picking off dregs. Gotta remember that right now. Tell you what, we'll compromise. I'll do my best to prep some infantry for heading into these buildings. You guys just have business. Is it not not bring guns? There was some injuries up here, but you've not picked up any of the weaponry. Okay. Fine. Not dwell on it too much. I'll have you guys come out the back though and head over this way, the Red Cross Road. Still a little bit more. Okay, good. Let's not hang about too much. Crack on. I really want to see this artillery fall. Going to be loud and impactful. What I could do is, I've got some mortars and some smoke rounds, I could smoke up that German position and then advance my tanks. I could also actually just use some of the guys around here to push up this direction. It's a bit more head-on, less flanky, but it's going to get the job done. Until, of course, I find they have some HQ tanks heading back here, which I didn't know about, that we bring round and pick me off when I'm not paying attention. Oh! Let's go over that. Someone's still alive. And, ooh, we're getting hammered by two of them together. Yeah, so a couple of guys too. This is definitely the position that's taking the biggest beating. Yeah. So, a couple of things. First, does he go the way of it? They lose contact. Oh, no. I don't know why I'm so obsessed with this one German soldier. He does. And you... Where are you? Wow, that's some good camouflage. I think it's you that takes the shot. It is. Alright, good job. I just want to keep an eye on the guys who are pushing into the field here. What do we know about you? You know, you're running away. Okay. I support such movement. And then there's not a lot we can do about these casualties apart from kind of grin and bear it, lads. Not really what you want to hear. One thing I would like to do with what you're my 57, I could use you. Again, it's a swinger tip, but no, I'm not doing it. My position is to hold these. I don't need to mop up the Germans. They're doing a very good job of that. Let's not get carried away. End up losing a Churchill for the sake of a couple of infantrymen. So I'll not change any orders. No, I'm happy. I'll keep them all as they are. Has that house come down yet? It has. Good. Presumably you'll have relinquished your target command. You have indeed. Excellent. Denied the Germans. Another place to hide from us. Yeah, let's bring back a bit of an overview. Slightly steeper angle, so we can get a better view of what's going on. The go button again. I didn't hit the go button, I hit the play button. Let's try this again. I remember seeing that guy in midair. Ooh, this one. Oh, actually German getting small arms fire off. Or HQ in the open. Might need to have a check of these guys. Oh, actually, he might be in a foxhole. So, surprisingly, they've not given up yet. Yeah, we're still not seeing any movement over here, which is good. Still getting those spots, but we know there was 4 along here. Ooh, see a bit of artillery there to hurt us. Casualty in a few teams. Small arms fire might have got us here. Right, we'll have a look at that. Make sure we're not having one section of our line is overly exposed. Whoa! That's what you call pro camera control. Right. Let's have a look. What is it like down here in the front lines? The kind of numbers we're seeing. because these are the guys that take the casualty, I think. Oh, okay, we get a spot of some Germans running through the fields. Absolutely whiff at them. Come on, lads. Alright, well done. And some more. Oh. I can barely see them in the wheat field. There's some healthy squads coming through. Nice bit of inflating fire from our Churchills in the town. There's still, yeah, and see one guy goes down immediately. What I'll do though is, I know because we've been hiding him. Do I have anything else I want to look at before I change up what I'm doing? The answer is no. We had been hiding him from a potential Jagdpanzer, so we'll bring him back out. Let's see, Normandy, get in the fronts here. And sit loud and proud, get your coax, get your HE shells, 25 of them, let's get them to use. Convince the rest of these Germans it was a bad idea to come and say hello. Which are you guys? Ah, hang on. You're still in your foxholes. You should be up in the front lines. Right, I will put a quick cut in as I make sure all these guys are actually on the hedgerows. Okay, I've corrected that. So it had been on purpose originally. We'd kept these guys in the foxholes hidden to protect them from, I suspect, artillery barrage. And then the idea would then push them up the hedgerows as and when the infantry come in. And we had done it with this troops up here, but obviously I had neglected to do it down here. Because those are the kind of essential details that I miss when I'm playing. Oh, I could also consider you. Here we go. I was considering moving a tank, but let's move you instead. Let's bring you all the way up to somewhere like here. Now, before I do that, and probably get you killed. What exactly area? Yeah, that's pretty close. Let's maybe not do quite so close. Let's do bring you wide, and we'll get you in prep, but maybe after those shells have fallen we can bring you forward a little bit. Although I think these guys are going to get pushed back anyway. Why don't we just start down here? We'll do a close in of the next minute and then I can have a check offline, see if anything interesting happens over there. I'll not do the right down in the action because it's quite hard to see the Germans when you do that. So what have we got? We have 3 alive Germans there, 3 alive Germans there. And another 2 here. And just a whole bunch of dead ones. Alright, well let's see what happens in the next minute. There you go. Our lads spring into action at the foxholes. And now the small arms fire should significantly increase. Oh, is that HQ's had enough? The lads are bravely going for it. Price of cowardice. Oh, these guys are getting chewed up. Gone. Completely wiped. There's still 3 of them there, and these 2 are running for it. Oh, they're not making it. 1 left. And he's down. This is an absolute massacre, this field. Which I'm really pleased about in a quite grim kind of way. Because obviously we made a very deliberate decision at the start of the scenario to give up this ground. This was in our deployment zone rather than hold the front of it. And maybe you think, well, that was a very obvious choice, Rick, and don't pat yourself on the back too much. But it's still nice when those choices come off. I'm going to have a quick squint over there on my own, see if anything interesting happened. I suspect not, but I'll be back in a tick. Well, this is a little turn up for the books. So I went over and had a look at that area. Nothing was interesting happening, so I thought I'll just hit the jump into the command phase before I come back and bring you guys back in. And as soon as I hit that command phase button, this screen popped up. So yeah, they've given up. They've had enough. Lost a build up. We never got to see our massive artillery fall in. That's well, That's a minor discomfort for winning. So you got a total victory. That's nice to see. Yep, held the objectives. Massively won on the enemy casualty side. Failed on a friendly casualty side. I wonder what our marker for that was. I don't feel like we took a lot of casualties. So we did lose 5 tanks, which is not nothing, and 90 men. However, on the other side, 16 tanks. Ouch. That I like. That's a nice rate return, even for a defensive mission 3-1, and then a whopping 316 Germans. So again, kills of over 3-1. Whew. Yeah, that's rough. Let's have a quick look at the map. So, I don't know how well this comes through in video, but you can just see the specks of red death. Oh, sorry, of the black bodies in this field, man. It's absolutely brutal. A few remnants. Oh, there's quite an intact squad hiding in blown out of the building. Okay, so we had, yeah, almost nothing left over here. In the center, what do we have left? One guy. Oh, pretty much full squad. One guy, yeah. Absolutely decimated. Pretty much no one in the center, these are just crews. And then... I survived! Cannot believe it. And his mate. Fair play. By all the... was it 7.92? Yeah. In the world going through that hedgerow. And then we had some guys who were running away, and then we had there was 5 tanks back here. Well, there you go, it wasn't 4, it was 5. Panzer IVs. Just chilling out. Yeah, he's this guy that got the early Churchill 5 kill, which still struggle to believe. There you go. Yeah, I'm really, really happy with the way this ended up. Let's have a quick look through some of the units, since we're here. So who've we got? Yeah, our quote-unquote brave squad in the middle there didn't do too much. Our plucky 1 section got a couple of kills, and 7 for 3 section away, which is respectable. Our church actually came up with 11 casualties this mission, just of infantrymen pushing through. Brent support didn't get any. Did my AT gun actually do anything? Yeah, 8 kills. Okay. Pretty respectable. Quick scoot through some of these guys. Yeah, not expecting too much, to be honest. Oh, hello, hero. Absolute hero. This is not the tank I expected to do stonkingly well. Because he's obviously the, what you call it, support tank, kind of a 95mm howitzer. But I suppose did his job. 40 enemy casualties. I suspect a lot of those were when he was in this position firing across into this open field, actually. You can kind of see littered with bodies. 1 Panzer IV and 2 Jagdpanzers. One of which was definitely this guy. Can't remember the other one. That is a good result. Kills for you. And now do we have... Can we get you... Oh, you died straight away. All that's in here, that's fine. Oh no, this is interesting. According to this, you did not take out that Jagdpanzer. I don't really know who did then. Okay, yeah, colour me confused. Apparently that's the way of it. Some reasonable support work from these guys. Did my heavy vicars do anything? Nah, not really. There, 3 there, 9 good from the work from the Bren. This guy was an absolute hero. We had him in fortuitously, I will happily admit, because this house got destroyed, I think by a random artillery shell, and opened up a position onto this section of the field, and he destroyed 3 Panzer IVs and damaged another, just by sitting where he was and letting them drive into his view. And obviously knocked out another one later on. And you chipping him a couple of Panzer kills. Yeah, these 6-pounders did well, although you didn't get any tank kills though. I don't know. You definitely got some penetrating hits. Maybe you don't credit for it. 16 casualties, so I'll take 9 casualties, Panzer IV and a Jagdpanzer. If you got the that wouldn't make sense. Oh well, I'll have to go back and rewatch that to find out who really got involved. I mean, yeah, some of my heavy equipment really didn't do much. Like this 17-pounder, obviously ultimately not needed. It would have been had we like lost this forward position, it would have been more important. So I suppose I shouldn't grumble too much of that. Now, of our knocked out tanks, how did they do? Yeah, he didn't do much. You didn't do much. You didn't do much. Yeah, it seems the way of it. Tanks kind of die early on, or they last long enough to become heroes. Anything else interesting here? I will check the front line on there because you guys were in fairly heavy combat for quite a long time. You got a little bit of work done, but that's about it. Ah, you did right. 14 casualties, that's respectable. And you, which will survive. You dismounted. I don't know exactly what the damage is. But did take out a Panzer IV and 1 solitary dude. Meanwhile, 553. Okay. 14. There you go. Wow, that's some good numbers. And just a smattering along the board for everyone else. 16 is actually really impressive for these guys. Good work with their HE rounds. And I suspect this lot did nothing. They were a reserve. Oh, you got 1 casualty. The ones that actually did the job and sat back in reserve. You only got 1 with all that mortaring. I thought it was slightly more effective, but that's the way of it sometimes. Yeah, I think that's pretty much everyone of note. Alright, cool. Awesome, so there you go. Oh, hello. Where are you from? Ah, yes, okay. I'm actually really happy I found these guys. So this crew is from this tank here, who was an absolute hero early doors, shrugging off numerous Panzerschreck rounds while kind of popping holes in the first tanks that kind of came through and being quite devastating to an infantry shell. Eventually got taken out by a Panzer IV, but before he managed that, he did take out 21 infantry, 2 Panzer IVs and a Jagdpanzer. Absolute hero. Medals all round. And I mean, building on pretty strong success. Howitzer, another gun. Okay. But yeah, very, very happy about how this has turned out. And yeah, I think there's 2 of the missions left in this now, so we'll crack on with that. And as long as we don't end up with which company is this? Or 16th platoon, I think we'll be fine in terms of casualties. No one else really suffered. Those guys took the bulk of it, so fingers crossed they aren't the main thrust in the future missions. Excellent. So, planned, as I mentioned in a community post, I'm going to dedicate to a single combat mission scenario at a time, of alternating between World War II and Cold War. So next up on the channel will be a Cold War scenario that'll run for 4 or 5 episodes, so kind of 2.5 weeks, and then we'll come back. So a slight gap for you as your World War II enthusiasts only, but helps keep my brain in the right place if I'm only concentrating on one game at a time. But thanks so much for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed it, and as ever, I'll catch you all on the next one. Cheerio.